Are the Golden State Warriors on the brink of a game-changing move? After a stunning victory over the Bulls, fans are buzzing about a potential new addition that could reshape the team's championship aspirations. With a seasoned big man on the radar, could the Warriors be gearing up to make a splash at the trade deadline? Stick around as we dive into the latest buzz surrounding the Dubs and what it could mean for the rest of the season. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button to stay in the loop with all things Warriors. The Golden State Warriors have once again proven why they are a force to be reckoned with in the NBA, bouncing back from a tough stretch with a commanding 131-106 victory over the Chicago Bulls. After a couple of disappointing losses, including an embarrassing home defeat against the Boston Celtics, this win comes as a much-needed breath of fresh air. Steph Curry, typically resting during back-to-backs, stepped up and delivered a solid performance with 21 points, 4 rebounds, and 7 assists. His leadership on the court is always a sight to behold, and it's clear that when he's engaged, the entire team elevates its game. But let's talk about the real stars of the night, Gui Santos and Quinton Post. Santos lit it up with 19 points, hitting an incredible 5 of 6 from beyond the arc. Meanwhile, Quinton Post, in just his 6th NBA game, dazzled fans with 20 points and 5 threes in under 20 minutes. His ability to stretch the floor is something the Warriors desperately need, especially when their offense has looked stagnant at times. The emergence of Post as a floor-spacing big man could be a game-changer for the Warriors, creating more lanes for drives and opening up shots from deep. This performance not only boosts the team's confidence, but also strengthens their case for pursuing a player with a similar skill set ahead of the trade deadline. Now let's shift our focus to the Chicago Bulls. They've had a rough go of it lately, sitting at 19-26 and fighting to keep their first-round pick for 2025. With Zach LaVine showcasing impressive averages of 24 points, 4.8 rebounds, and 4.5 assists, it's a bit perplexing that the Bulls find themselves in this situation. They're too good to tank, but their inconsistency raises questions about their playoff aspirations. The Warriors' decisive win over them may have just nudged the Bulls into a more serious reevaluation of their roster. As the trade deadline approaches, the Warriors have to be eyeing Nikola Vucevic. He's the 34-year-old floor-spacing big man who could provide exactly what the team needs. Averaging 20.1 points and 10.3 rebounds while shooting an impressive 41.2% from 3 this season, Vucevic would be an incredible addition to the Warriors lineup, especially given his ability to stretch the floor. Yes, his contract is hefty at $20 million annually, but the Bulls might be motivated to move him for future draft capital, especially with their current struggles. I can't help but wonder, do you think this is the best decision? Honestly, I'm torn. On one hand, adding Vucevic could bolster our chances significantly, but on the other hand, I worry about the long-term implications of such a move. Will it disrupt the chemistry we've built? Will we be sacrificing future assets for a shot at a title? These are the questions that keep me up at night as a passionate Warriors fan. The impact of acquiring a player like Vucevic could be monumental. It could elevate the Warriors from a playoff contender to a legitimate championship threat. Imagine the pick-and-roll options with Curry, Vucevic, and the Splash Brothers. The spacing, the shooting, the offensive firepower. It's a tantalizing thought. But it also raises the stakes. With every major move, the expectations skyrocket, and as fans, we know the pressure that comes with it. The recent trade for Dennis Schroeder was supposed to be a game-changer for the Golden State Warriors. With a storied history of success, we fans had high hopes that he could seamlessly step into the backcourt alongside Stephen Curry. But here, we are, 5 weeks in, and it feels like we're still waiting for the fireworks to ignite. After watching Curry's scoreless second half against the Los Angeles Lakers, a first in his 16-year career, it's clear that something isn't clicking. And then there's Buddy Hield, who also struggled with his shot, managing only 10 points on 33.3% shooting. These are players we know can perform, yet the chemistry just isn't there right now. It's easy to dismiss these struggles as temporary setbacks, but the relationship between Schroeder and Curry is raising some serious questions. The Warriors are 8-12 since the trade, and while we can point fingers at various factors, Curry's health, Hield's shooting slump, and the absences of key players like Draymond Green and Jonathan Kuminga, the Schroeder experiment is at the forefront of our concerns. His integration into the lineup was meant to provide a reliable option, especially when Curry rests, but the reality has been far from that. Schroeder shines in pick-and-roll situations, but the Warriors thrive on motion and fluidity. This fundamental difference is evident in their alarming uptick in shot clock violations. We've seen moments of brilliance from Schroeder, but those flashes are overshadowed by the awkwardness of the half-court offense. Coach Steve Kerr believes in the process and says that it takes about 20 games for a fair assessment. Well, we've hit that mark, and it's clear, the offensive flow is just not there. The plus-minus numbers tell a stark story. The pairing of Curry and Schroeder is struggling, and that's putting it mildly. Kerr has been supportive, saying he loves what Schroeder brings defensively and how he's been contributing during the non-Curry minutes. But as fans, we need to see more than just defensive hustle. We need offensive cohesion, and right now, that's missing. The metrics show that Schroeder's shooting is far below what's acceptable for a player in his position. At 36% from the field and a dismal 28.4% from three, it's hard to argue that this is the production we envisioned when he was acquired. The Warriors brought him in to fill a void left by DeAnthony Melton, who had shown great chemistry with Curry. Now, we're left wondering if the trade was a miscalculation. Do we believe Schroeder can adjust and elevate this team, or are we just hoping for a miracle? Honestly, I'm torn. I want to see him succeed, but the evidence suggests otherwise. The Warriors have always been about creating opportunities, and right now, it feels like the offense is stalling every time he touches the ball. As we look ahead, we can only hope that with the return of Green and Kuminga, the dynamics will shift positively. But the question looms: how do we maximize Schroeder's potential without compromising what makes the Warriors' offense so special? This is a delicate balance that Kerr and his coaching staff must navigate. Will they adjust the system to better suit Schroeder, or will they insist that he adapt to the Warriors' style? And let's not forget the emotional weight of these decisions. As fans, we invest our hopes and dreams in this team, and every strategic move impacts our expectations. We want to see the Warriors back in playoff contention, and every misstep feels magnified. The clock is ticking, and the urgency is palpable. So, what do you think? Was acquiring Schroeder the right move, or are we witnessing a misstep in the Warriors' strategy? I want to hear your opinions down below. What are your expectations for his integration into the team? Are you optimistic, or are you starting to feel that sense of doubt creeping in? Don't forget to hit that like button, share your thoughts, and subscribe to the channel to stay updated on all things Warriors. And remember to activate the notification bell to get all the latest updates. Let's keep the conversation going. Your voice matters in this community.